We were just talking about really deep stuff. They're still awake. I did more than a 10. I was just saying that we're putting in all these building blocks for Lorenzo, and we've got a lot of language blocks going, a lot of academic. We've got motor programs going, gross motor, you name it. We've got it going. But we don't want to forget that this is laying a foundation for what Dana talked about, which is relationships, which is using understanding. As we use different words. We'll take her example. The word wow can mean lots of different things. Wow, 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 and all of that, Carla, you already know what I'm talking about with RDI, but you've got to keep your eyes on that prize, because that all has to come in. Dana was absolutely right. If you don't have that part, you can have all this other, but if you're not reading all that, along with the nonverbal communications that are going on, we read that all as a package. We don't always read it correctly. That's a skill, so we can misunderstand. But we're reading it. We take it in. We don't have to think about it. If I come upstairs here, Dragon, you guys are going to ask me what's wrong. I mean, you just are. Or you're going to go, there's something wrong with Kat because she's sick. She's not really being her weird self. You know, she's being a new weird self. So why? Because we talked about how we all just have that. I don't want you to take your eyes off that prize. And one of the things, keep in mind, is I know you've been over RDI objectives that address all this, and we know it goes up into the stages and more complex and for kids as they advance. But you can never forget that you're bringing in this verbal component, and at some point we have to mix that verbal component in with the other bands of communication. Before you had it, we couldn't do that. As we bring it in a lot of those goals, it's going to be a do-over to include the verbal communication. Do you see that? So when he would show you this, it's an apple pie. But he didn't say that. Now we want that verbal component with that. And it's funny because Dr. Gutstein talks a lot, Carla, about we don't have to necessarily work on the verbal component, but it's the other bands of communication. But there are plenty of kids for whom the verbal component is an issue. Make no mistake. Getting them to actually say it while they share is actually just another band of communication. And if they don't do it, you have to get them to. So I just don't want you guys to ever forget that. I'm not forgetting that when we teach all these things. We teach an opposite, hot, cold. You know, when you touch something and you go, it's hot. You could touch something and not say that. You know, but we said it. It's hot. Whoa. Whoa. Wow. It's hot. So all of that, all we're teaching him now, we have to consider that as something we don't lose focus on that. And I'll try to keep you from doing that and help each other not do that, but it's hard. I know it is. It's kind of like with your bullet. I keep putting this away. It's not going to stay with me if I keep doing that. Where it says RDI on here, that should be like RDI across the top, because it's the umbrella under which all this is falling for us. Other people say we're kind of loony, but for us, that's what we're doing. Goodbye.